There we go. Okay. The only thing else I need to do real quick is grab that YouTube link so I have the chat for YouTube. So when I get to the part where I say we're live streaming on 8 different platforms, I can have that chat available. Oh, what the heck? Stand by. What did I do? All right. How's everybody doing today? Anybody even here? Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's do this thing. Boop. This. I really need to do the virtual thing. Yeah. All right. Intro. Do you absolutely love cats? Welcome to Cuteavalanche, your virtual interactive cat cafe. Get your daily dose of cute every day. We're live right now. We foster kittens all year round and live stream 24/7. Our goal is to make Los Angeles a no-kill city. We volunteer through Kittenrescue LA and save dozens of cats and kittens every year. Subscribe now and share our foster journey right here. Why did you hide? Okay. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Wednesday, which means it's time for a cat chat. If you haven't seen humans on camera before, I am Sam, my wife Amanda, and I are your fosters. We've been fostering for 7 years and have fostered over 180 cats and kittens, including in this room, the soon to be named cats. Uh, in the living room, we have Bartles and James, of course, still. And over at the PetSmart enclosures, we have Fonzie. Yeah, that's not how you spell that. That's better. Our current goals are actually tissues. That is legit the number one ask that Amanda has. So if you go to our wish list on Amazon, that's cuteavalanche.com/wish list. Grab those tissues for Amanda because she's doing a lot of kitten pottying. But food and litter is always appreciated. We do these chats 3 times a week. Mondays at noon, Wednesdays at 9 p.m., and Saturday mornings at 9:30 a.m. And we do these chats to give updates on the cats and kittens, as well as give you an opportunity to ask any questions you may have about them, what we do as fosters, cat care in general, when I have time to breathe, things like that. Thanks, CG. So please feel free to ask questions. And if you're out there in the chat, drop a hi or some emotes so we know you're listening, but feel free to lurk. We do stream to about 8 different platforms, so I should react to all of those. I can see all of them, but if you note that I am not replying to a specific platform's chat, jump over to one you've seen me react to and let me know, and I will take a look to see what has happened, because I should see them all. Actually, let me just double check and refresh all of those feeds. Yep, there we go. So that one, which is no longer a thing, I should just close that tab, I guess. Um, yeah, hi Spade, hey CG, hey Means, hey, thought I saw a different name. Ed V over on You Now, Coralina also on You Now. There's something else. Quartz. How come that didn't show up in my? Oh, it's from 8 o'clock. Okay, got it. That's weird because I don't see these other ones. How strange. Huh. Okay. Anyway, not an issue. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Uh, we can let that go. Is what it is. Oh boy. All right. So let's see. Amanda will be joining us in just a minute. So I assume we'll talk about the sadness stuff at that time, and I'm not going to go into it unless anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about offhand. Um, sorry, I'm scrolling some things. So the real big updates here are so Bartle, God dang it, Bartles and James have still been going to school with Amanda every day, but that will be ending this week. So as of next Monday, they should be home the whole time. I still have not been able to get them on their own stream. The mini PC that I wanted to use has decided that the internet does not exist. I am hoping, I meant to do this on Sunday, but due to the other events, I did not end up doing this. But I'm hoping this weekend I can do a full router and PC restart, and maybe that will jumpstart both that mini PC's internet connection and the night vision camera's internet connection. Words are hard. Even the word hard is hard. Computer's dumb is really all it is. There's super hard. My theory is that we had the eclipse and it dropped like an EMP, but only a partial one, so only some of my stuff got messed up. That's my theory. Yep. Singular. How would you say that? Locally isolated black hole. I think also possibly. Anyway, milk and cookies over on you now. I will ask that to Amanda when she comes in the room. Power went out here for a second when the eclipse happened. For real. Interesting. Hello, Cortez. Like, I'll just read as much as I can. Cool. So yeah, those kittens will be home for the rest of the week. We do have another mini PC that is on our throne. So that is a crowdfunding effort. If people want that other stream to happen, you can head over to our throne and check out that there. For those of you on Twitch, you should be able to do !throne. For those of you on YouNow, I believe I posted something in the social feed with that link earlier. Hi. All right. How you doing? Great. Okay. So Milk and Cookies asked, at school, do the students call Bartles and James the teacher's pets?
I
my
get
God.
it. Getting.
Good Lord.
No, they don't.
Because they're too young for smart.
They're 4.
Yeah, like way too young for jokes like that. Okay, they don't get puns.
They don't know what a teacher's pet is.
That's weird. That's true. Spade says, "Ooh, purple. Love your hair." I'm in.
I'm gonna take it down. It's kind of a mess. We did it on Saturday, and it was brighter, but then I washed it last night. It's already starting to go out a little bit.
That's betterish. Okay. A very brief update. So far, haven't really talked about these kittens that much, or Fonzie. Mostly just Bartles and James. That they're going to stop going to school with you as of the end of the week. That's pretty much it.
I should have fed them before I did this chat.
Okay. Should have done that before the chat too.
Because I want to feed them, and I don't want to get too late before I have to feed them again. Like before we go to bed. I don't want the feeding to be too close to the bed.
Maybe an hour ago. Spade, are you back? Is the ad gone? Dang it. This is why I need mods on the Twitch when we start the chats to do that. I'm back. Amanda said thank you. That was it. assume we're talking about the purple hair. Yeah, because that's the only one I put on screen. I don't think that there was too much to that.
Too much to my hair.
To the comments that they missed. I don't think they missed much. So yeah, those kittens will be home 24/7 as of next week or as of this weekend. Fonzie is now at the PetSmart enclosures in Canoga Park. What's up, Betty? What's up means open the door and say things. Not come in. That's not what I said. No.
What do you need? What do you need?
You.
For why? Okay, you've done that. You can go to bed.
Good night. Good night. Love you.
You.
Sure. Go to bed.
Good night.
Why was James?
Betty. No.
But what was Jamestown, Virginia named after? Who?
Don't know.
What? No, I don't know. Go to bed.
This is not
You need to
history
be
class.
asleep already.
History
Goodbye.
class.
Go to bed.
Goodbye. This is not your stream. You were too
My
young for being on stream.
Betty,
Go.
you're being annoying right now.
Yeah.
I love you, but
You're mussing up
no,
my
it's not.
hair.
It's fine.
All where I wanted it. Get off. Stop. Now you're really just speaking about. Night. Night. I will ask Amanda that when she comes back. Like we were out there for what, an hour before the chat. She was just hanging out the minute we start this. Does the kitty mama have a name? We're going to talk about names when Amanda gets back, more or less. Nobody has officially a name at this time, but I do believe we have narrowed things down to a few different groups. We may have even agreed on one, though I did not verbally say I wholeheartedly agree with that. We talked a lot about names earlier. Dead set on my cheese names. I'm sorry to tell you, your cheese names are not going to. I actually did not bring those up to Amanda yet. So if you want to put them in the chat, please do that because I forget what they are offhand. Was one Fontana? Here's my problem with food names. Food is very non-gender specific, and because of my dyslexia, that makes it so much harder for me to remember what kitten is what name. Not to have to get all genderist up in here, but like, I don't need things to be harder. Just make things easier. That being said, one of our naming conventions is totally a slap in the face to what I have just said, and I am on board with it, but for very specific reasons. But yeah, you go ahead and all right, you got it. Cat named Brie already. Remember. What?
What did you just say?
What did it sound like I said?
You're on board with something?
Oh, so Milk and Cookies asked if the mama cat had a name, to which I said we're probably going to discuss some name stuff in a little bit. And then Spade, excuse me, Hearts had suggested some cheese names. So Colby Jack for the mostly white and orange, Cheddar for the mostly orange. I guess you're calling the mostly white and orange the beige one. And Cheddar for the mostly orange, and Brie for the white and gray. No, that's the beige one.
What? No, white and gray is the color point.
Is the color point? Right. But guess. Anyway, and I said my whole thing where I have.
And then what about the mom?
Yeah, what about the mom? And then
Hi, Yankees.
hi Yankees, thank you. And then I said my whole thing about how it's really hard for me to remember names when they don't have they're,
They're not.
they're
like
not gender specific. Yes,
Or they're not just like me.
right.
It's
It
much
just makes
harder
it so much harder because of
for
my
him.
dyslexia. Yeah.
To remember.
And then I said that we had 3 naming conventions, and that one of those totally is a slap in the face of that rule that I just said, but I'm on board with it for a specific reason, because of specific names that we picked.
Because they're more sort of.
They make
gender-
more sense to my brain.
They're a little bit more like real.
That's part of it. You
CJ
want to
said,
talk names?
are the kiddies enjoying school?
Oh
Did
yeah,
you
I was supposed
answer
to.
that?
No, I was going to ask you that.
I think they're enjoying school. Yeah. I got to get help by Miss Laura today for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And when the kids go over, Bartles keeps trying to climb out
Oh.
of the thing that they're.
Okay. All right.
That's why I told them that they would only be coming the rest of the weekend. Too big.
Yeah.
And they're gonna need more, just like more space.
I haven't seen Means. I saw Means right before I started the chat, but I think she may have wandered off.
So I just heated up some water to heat up the bottle.
Okay. The kittens.
Bartles and James. So
Okay.
I'm gonna feed them. I can't really bring. I mean, like
No,
I
you
could
can't.
bring them in here, but I don't want
It's-
to because I
that
feel like
seems
she's
iffy.
gonna be like, "What the hell is going
Why
on?"
did you do this to me?
Like
Right.
mostly because when I potty them, they get really loud.
Yeah.
And she will be like,
Oh yeah,
"What's
she would
happening?"
totally react poorly to that.
Yeah. Like if
Um,
I was just feeding them, that would be fine. But they would be there when I potty them, they'll be like screaming, and she'll be like, "What the hell's happening?" So I'm not gonna bring them, but it is gonna take me a little while to do that. Unfortunately, I should have been smart and done it at 8:30.
Yeah.
But I'm done.
Yeah, you should have
Not
done it
smart.
when you reminded me we haven't had a chat.
And that's exactly what I should have
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
If
I
had
totally forgot.
been smart, that's fine.
All right.
So, because I'm gonna feed them, and then I'm just gonna have to turn around and feed them again in like 2 more hours, and they're not gonna be ready.
Oh yeah. That's fact.
Is there some sort of way you wanna like try and stream them, like from your phone or something, while feeding them?
It seems pretty dark out there, but we can try it. Still haven't found that little tripod, so I might be able to do it from the stand that I brought in.
I can also do it in the bathroom if that's brighter or something.
Probably is.
Or don't worry about it, but it just seems like
Yeah.
it would maybe
no.
be nice to do since
Yeah,
it's
do it
gonna
in the
take such a long
bathroom.
time that it
Okay.
won't be.
Yeah, do it in the bathroom. And
And then that way we can see them.
yeah, and we can stream the bottle feed.
Since they're not on stream anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go set that up.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we can do. Give us a minute, folks. We're gonna try and stream the bottle feeding. All right, almost ready. I think we got it. Prepare yourself.
Lower. Wasn't trying to get lower.
Yay. Oop. I thought you'd left. I was here ready for updates and my tenancy manager called, and then I came back and you both walked out. No, you're just in time for this. Can I do that, or do you want kittens in the pit? It's looking like a mature little kitty. Yep, he's getting there. It's still Bartles and James. You didn't get any more. It's when Amanda comes back. Yeah, at this time we have Bartles and James. That's Bartles. In this room, we have the kittens that we're going to talk names about when Amanda comes back, and then Fonzie is at the enclosures at PetSmart, and maybe that's it. Maybe. Maybe. Is the sound echoing because I can hear the bottle feeding camera? Maybe I should just turn that off. Nobody do text to speech. I'll just turn that off to avoid any echoes. Yeah. If the kittens get cheese names, yeah, that's what we asked. No cheeses are calico colored. She could be mozzarella or short. It's got to be some kind of black truffle cheese. That'd be as close as you can get to calico cheese or torty cheese, really. Technically, calico works for me. Hey, if only there was a command you could do on Twitch, CG.
Mommy does have it.
Okay. We will be back with that. About 3 weeks. Almost full. Yeah. I mean, it depends on the litter. Amanda kind of errs on the side of more of like the 5 to 6 weeks. No, you did not do that. We turned that off because somebody actually needed to use the bathroom. Just well timed means. Um, okay, I'm going to restart that now. So we have James coming up for bottle feeding.
Mommy better get off to the fun.
All right. And now for magic tricks with kittens. Nothing up my sleeve. Hey. All right, your call means if I get to be in the pip or not, I don't care. He is a cute little dude. Yes, indeed. Yeah. What was let me finish answering this question, I suppose. So me and said 3 weeks almost school then. I mean, more or less, it really depends on where the kittens are at with all of their things and how they're progressing. Generally, yeah, 4 weeks is about when weaning would start. But Amanda has seen some studies and just had some experience that if you hold off until 5 or 6 weeks, it's easier on their stomachs. So unless they're like really destroying the nipples there on the bottle or like having different issues with bottle feeding, we'll like take it a little easier and go a little longer just because it's better on their stomachs. But yeah, somewhere between the next week and two is probably when they'll start. James is still as busy as ever. Yeah. Now that being said, Amanda may come in here and say something completely different, but I'm basing this on things she's said in the past. That doesn't ever seem to stop her. Uh, yeah, I used to have a different tripod, and it was like a mini tripod, but I could attach it was a mini tripod meant for phones. I could attach it to my normal tripod, and I haven't seen it since we got back from the whole um, hotel debacle of like roofing and stuff. I'm positive that I did not leave it at the hotel, but I could be wrong. I mean, it searched everywhere and can't find it. So, but I swear I've had it since then. So we're not quite on the angle that we would normally get, and I can't get quite as close as I would normally get for this shot. And unfortunately, that's as far down as it will angle. um, why did you adjust the angle in the carrier? I didn't. Mom typically hits it and it gets moved. It's in a real um, like awkward spot because it's in the carrier between the top and the bottom. Like literally, the carrier top rests on it, and it naturally wants to move to a certain position. Um, so like it will only sort of stay in in the ideal positioning for so long before it just gets bumped. Right now, yeah, the lid's right now only coming on when we're actually in the room, so like weekends and stuff like that. I'm not sure what Amanda's timeline is. I feel like she's just going to move them into a bigger space before she even really just starts taking that lid off, but maybe. So I can put stuff on that thing. Um, is she saying anything? Oh, I don't know if I turned the mic on when it came back the second time, so maybe she's not. Yeah, I don't think it is. I think I did not turn it back on the second time. Okay, yeah, I don't think we have the sound on. Super close up. No, I do hear things. I must have just turned this down a lot. It is on. I just must have turned my speaker down.
That's funny. That's funny. First. We can't stop for you.
Um, Actually, while we have this going, let me see if we can't get just for a little bit here. Let's get ready for your motion sickness, guys. Hang on, turn off the audio because now we're in this room. So for anyone unfamiliar, oh, that's not what I wanted. Flip it. There we go. This is what the space looks like. Focus. Oh, come on. All right. these guys right at the edge. Stand it, set that up. Still reckon you could put 7 on a. I can't. Like 7 won't see anything over there. This is what that would look like. I mean, it's what 4 is really. It's not going to adjust. You can't angle into the carrier with 7 because it's not going to go that far. He says, so my neighbor the other day apparently fell out of bed. Is this when the ambulance showed up or whatever and got wedged between the bed and the wall?
She only has one leg.
Oh my God.
I didn't read that part.
Oh, you're right. She only had one leg. Got wedged between the bed and the wall from 2 in the morning.
Call the police at 7. Oh man. That's rough. Wow. So she was there for 5 hours just screaming for help.
Okay, then. That's a crazy story. And also, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they have other physical limitations. It feels like you should be able to wedge your way out with your arms. But I don't know what the setup is. Okay, anyway, Means had asked. Well, so we were going to talk maybe names. Oh, that's why I missed chat the other day. Yeah, we figured that part out. Monday chat. Sorry, I thought I should call things because I heard someone saying, "Yeah, we got this." Context clues. So we're going to talk maybe names, but then Means had also said something. I don't see it anymore. Oh, damn it! Stop scrolling. Take big things. I turned off the scroll. I figured it out. Oh, this thing here.
So Burrows and
I didn't want
James.
you to read it out loud. That's why.
Okay.
All right. So yeah.
What was for me?
This whole thing,
Oh,
I
I see.
suppose.
Because I wasn't here. Got it.
Apparently, there's an app. Thing I meant to. Oh, what?
Okay, I wanted to do updates.
Okay. Well,
Did you tell them about Fonzie?
yeah, I said that Fonzie was at PetSmart, but that was about it. I didn't do much more than that. By the way, Means if any other ads go to play during this chat, can you snooze them? Because I can't see that on this setup for whatever reason.
Fonzie has PetSmart. When Fonzie got to PetSmart, he was very excited to play in the little room. They had like a ball tower kind of toy that he was really getting into. And when I went to try and stop him from playing and put him in his enclosure because it's time for me to go, he was not into it. And he was like quite a bit frisky with like his claws and his teeth, like doing some kind of playful like swatting and nipping. It wasn't like aggressive, it was more like playful, but like too much. Kind of giving me like the whole single kitten syndrome vibes, you know? And he was just like really in play mode. And that was behavior that I've never seen from him before.
Yeah.
Like even when he was out in our garage in the enclosure, every time we went out there, he would like rub all over us and like purr and like wants to pet him, and he was like very sweet and lovey-dovey. So that was interesting. He also hissed at the other cats there, which I wasn't too surprised by.
Yeah.
So, it's been kind of a learning curve there. The volunteers are all aware that like he maybe needs to brush up on his like socialization skills a little bit, social skills.
Yeah.
Um,
But they've been really.
but they've been really great with him, and actually, two of the people there trimmed his nails, which was great because I realized once I got there, dang, I should have trimmed his nails before I took him. And so I was planning on having Sam come with me on Saturday so that we could do it together because I knew it was going to be like a two-person job. But luckily, my friend Cynthia was there yesterday, and Janice came by, and so the two of them did it together, which was great. So I will be going there on Saturday to stop in and see him, make sure he's got enough food, and give him his last dewormer dose of medicine. But yeah, he's doing good. By all accounts, he does his some of the other cats a little bit, but for the most part, he just kind of keeps himself. He plays a lot. He really enjoys playing. He's been friendly with the volunteers and stuff like that. So he's doing well. Bartles and James, as you can see, are getting very chunky. They're 3 weeks old today. They will be coming with me to school for the rest of this week. And then once Friday's over, that will be their last day coming to school with me. As this weekend, they will be transitioning to a tent so that they have more space and also starting to use a litter box. They will not be eating any gruel yet, not until 5 weeks. So they still have a couple weeks to go on that. At this point, they just need a little bit more room to start playing and to start using the litter box. So that will probably just stay in the living room where their kind of setup is right now. And then with this family, obviously they're staying in this room. These kittens are 2 weeks old now. That's right. Almost. They'll be 2 weeks old on Friday.
Yep.
So they're 12 days at this point. They are doing really well. I'm sure most of you are aware that we lost one of them Sunday morning early. It was kind of a surprise and kind of not a surprise. Like when they got here last Tuesday and I weighed all of them, it was shocking to discover that one of them was 87 grams only at a week old, and like half the weight of the other kittens. But as I, monitored his weight, he seemed to be gaining at least, not quite 10 grams a day, like maybe 7 or 8, but that's still pretty good. It's better than nothing, like 10 is decent. So it was like just under that. By Friday night, he was still gaining weight and seemed to be doing fine. So I wasn't really intervening or anything because his weight was going up. So there wasn't really a reason to. He was just a little behind everybody else. And I felt like he had gotten over 100 grams. He was just going to continue to, keep going and everything was fine. Then by Saturday morning, we realized that he had dropped a couple grams, not a ton of weight, like literally a couple grams. And he wasn't nursing anymore. That was the biggest thing. Is that I was literally like putting his mouth on nipples, like all the nipples, and he wasn't nursing on any of them, and he was just climbing over his mouth. So I tried bottle feeding him, I tried syringe feeding him, and he wouldn't do either. And I didn't want him to aspirate, so I just switched right to tube feeding him. Fed him a few times on Saturday, and he did well. He gained, the grams back. That seemed to go okay. To fed him Saturday night, and then by early Sunday morning, when I went to feed him, he was like cold and not responsive. So I warmed him. I got a, heating disc, warmed him up really good. I did the whole like Caro syrup on the gums thing. He did not perk up. I tried really hard to get him to kind of like come to a little bit. I did tube feed him as kind of a last ditch effort. But after doing those 3 things and not really getting any response out of him, I kind of like knew that he was done. And there wasn't anything more I could do at that point. So his mom came and took him from me and put him in the carrier and snuggled him and groomed him and heard. And I was kind of like, well, that's the best place for you to be right now, you know? So I went out and fed Bartles and James and took care of them, texted Rich a little bit, and then came back in like maybe 40 minutes later. And he was pretty much like almost 100% dead. Like, it's slow and hard to watch when that's happening. So, you know, I took him out just to kind of see if I could like tell if he was still breathing or feel his heartbeat or whatever. At that point, I'm focusing him up. And then laid him next to his mom, and he like took his last breath, and that was that. So very sad. That was hard. Only the 3rd cat we've ever had die here, and the other 2, like one was stillborn and one died within hours of arriving. So, you know, it's a little bit harder. That cat was 9 days old and had been here for a few days, and like, well, I was kind of guarded and feeling like, you know, he might not make it from that initial weigh-in. I was hopeful when I saw that he was gaining. So, but I mean, the good news is that clearly he did not have anything that was contagious. It's not like this whole family has Khaleesi or Panluke or something terrible. Everyone else is super healthy. Mom is healthy. Other kittens are super healthy. They're gaining a lot of weight. They're getting really chunky. They're doing really well. So, you know, that's the good news, is that clearly something internally that we were not able to see was off with that kitten or whatever. And it is what it is. And had they not been here, and they had remained outside or wherever it was that she delivered them, that baby wouldn't have lasted as long as it did. Because it wouldn't have had me to, you know, try the tube feeding and stuff. What the day it decided to stop eating, that would have just done that.
Right.
So, so that is the sad story of that.
Yeah.
We do have some name.
Real quick. Spade says, I don't know how you do it. I'm tearing up just listening. Thank you for doing all you could. At least he was very loved and cared for the time he spent here with us, for sure.
Yeah. It was hard. I cried. But it was hard to like relay that news to the person who delivered them to me.
Yeah.
But you know, because I don't really know them. They don't really know me. So to like be like, hey, guess what? One of those kittens you dropped over here a couple days ago passed away. Like, that was hard. But they were also very like kind and, you know, understanding, and like you did all you could for them, and like had, you know, so much nicer that they were like warm and in a comfy place and feeling loved, and not in that terrible place where they had been born. Blah blah blah. So
Memes, thank you for translating. It says, I'm sorry you had to go through that, and the little one didn't recover, but it's so appreciated that you did everything you could. Thank you.
yeah. So we have some name ideas. I mean, these guys have been here for over a week. We have not named them yet, so I really want to get them named.
Yeah.
So we have a few ideas, but I think they pretty much are kind of settled. On what we're gonna name them.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much. I didn't really know how to read that in English. Very
I mean,
They-
you wrote that
they-
really well,
yeah.
so I feel like we could have pulled it off, but it's okay. We have means. She's good at that.
Um, yeah. So I think I saw someone ask if Bartles and James will join these ones and what is the answer to that. So potentially, there's a good chance of that happening because they are really close in age. But it will not happen until everyone is combo tested, which won't be until these kittens that are in this room are 6 weeks old.
So for anyone who doesn't know our process, and this is from Kittenrescue, who we volunteer for, any animals that show up here have an initial ISO or isolation where they're quarantined from meeting any other animals, and that's usually 7 to 10 days. And that's just so we can observe them, make sure they're healthy, and don't show signs of any kind of illness or anything like that. And then much later than that, they get the combo test and a bunch of other things done. So while they may be cleared from the initial quarantine, they would still need that test before they can actually be joined.
Because that test is the only way for us to test for FIV and FELV.
Yeah.
Feline AIDS and feline leukemia. And that is a blood draw test. So the kittens need to be at least 6 weeks old for the vet to be able to do that. Because it's really difficult on tiny kittens. So yeah, so there is the potential for that to happen. Like I said, it probably wouldn't happen until these kittens are 6 weeks old. And Bartles and James would be about 7 weeks old at that time. So as long as everybody's healthy, I'm cool with it. And yeah.
Spade of Heart says, good thing Bartles and James are going to school to study for these tests.
Yeah. And then the other news is
Well, we're going to do name stuff first,
sure,
which kind of leads into that.
sure.
Okay. So we have. Wait, what is that? Mean says, who is Steve, and why did Flippus say the other day that? Oh, yeah. Don't worry about that. I deleted that message.
You were doing a podcast with Steve.
No. So the Google Calendar, whenever we have an event, which for the most part is either these chats or cat birthdays, automatically does a message into the chat. But whenever somebody gets in touch with me for like a Zoom call about something sponsorship related, that also goes on that calendar occasionally. And for the most part, it doesn't put those on if they schedule it as a Zoom. But because Steve scheduled it as a Google Meet, and I didn't realize that until the day of, it didn't see the word Zoom on there anywhere. So it was like, this is good to post. So it posted that. So it's a personal business meeting. Get out of here.
None of your business. Don't be so nosy.
For the most part, I have people do that to the Sam Proof calendar, but every once in a while it slips
That was
through.
funny.
So yeah. Anyway, so we do have some naming conventions that we've been talking about, of which I remember 2, and I don't remember what the third one was.
Me as well.
You were much more excited about that one for a little while.
Oh, I
at least.
remember which one.
Okay, what is it?
It's the design.
That's right. That's right.
So I was just trying to think of, because now that there's 3 kittens, 2 girls, 1 boy, and the mom, that's 3 girl names, 1 male name that we need. And I don't have anything really in my list that fits those numbers.
Right.
So, I was trying to think of stuff. And
Could do Three's Company and Mrs. Roper.
yeah, but like not
No, it's
Mr.
not.
Roper.
I know.
Like I thought
I
of
was
that.
kidding.
I definitely thought of
Yeah,
that
I
because
know.
that is on my list, but it didn't seem right
Yeah, it
to
doesn't
just have
fit.
her and
It
not
doesn't
him.
fit.
But so I came up with Bewitched, calling Mom and Dora girls, Tabitha and Samantha, boy Darren. But then I thought like that would be so much better if it was like Halloween time or something, right?
Right.
And then for some reason I really wanted to call the mom Coco. Like every time I looked at her, I was just like, it's Coco. So then I started thinking of like Coco Chanel. And then I thought we could name them all after designers like Betsy Johnson, Alexander McQueen, what was the other one? Oh, Donatella Versace. Like, so it would be like Coco, Betsy, Alexander, Donatella, whatever. But I don't know. That one, Sam wasn't really crazy about it. I didn't love it. And then we started thinking of actually one of the original name ideas that we were thinking of when we got Bartles and James was just like springtime and maybe doing like flower names, but most of the flower names are very feminine. And then I thought, well, like, hey, we could do flower names then because we have 3 girls. We only have to come up with one sort of masculine flower.
The most masculine of all
Name.
flowers.
So we started diving into that a little bit this evening, and we came up with 4 names that we like of flowers. I'm not quite sure how we will assign them yet.
Mhm.
What does it say?
Which
one
there's a
is
bunch of stuff.
girls and
Mhm.
which one is girls and boy? So the boy is the white, like the all white,
The sign.
the color point one that has like the black ears, black tail. That's the boy. All the rest are girls. So the totally orange one is a girl. The white one with the like the beige spots is a girl, and mom, obviously.
He says, how about
How about
bands?
bands?
Well, like we name one Metallica.
Yeah, like I think I would rather do artists versus band names.
Right.
Because band
But we
names
just
aren't
did that.
really like names for the
Right.
most part.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me
Come
what
back
you
to
got.
that in
Tell me
2030.
what you got in mind.
Yeah,
but
we have
I don't
specific bands.
do that.
Oh, bands with 3 girls and a boy.
Oh, see, I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, you got one?
Yeah, because I couldn't. I tried to come up with a few, and I couldn't.
Janine says, the one you call tan and white looks orange on my monitor. Twinsy with James. You talking about this one is orange. And then that one is tan.
It's not even on the
It's
screen.
actually 2. That one is the
It's the top one.
Siamese.
Yeah, the bottom one is the
That's-
Siamese. The top,
There's 3
Like-
right here.
like,
It's orange.
okay.
They can't see you. That's not going to work.
Okay.
Here, you want my phone? And they're all there. They're just lined up. The other 2 look like one.
Okay. This one is white and beige. It's like a muted orange. This one is the Siamese-ish one. Color point is what I refer to it as. Color point. It's like a snowshoe. And then this one is the orange. It does have white belly paws and a white neck. So we got orange as a girl, color point is a boy, and white and beige is a girl.
So, I mean,
And this orange one is the smallest, and
this,
he's the biggest.
the light that's in that carrier is a little on the blue side. And there's probably some auto correct happening to compensate for it. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, monitor can have different whatchamacallit
And
as well.
that color point one was almost completely white when they arrived,
Yeah.
and it is gonna get really, really dark. Like you guys are gonna see, it's gonna get like a face mask.
Tail's already got.
Its backside is really dark. It's dark all on the back of its head and all down its back is really, really dark. So I'm saying not just the points. Like, yes, its ears and its tail are black right now, but like the rest of its body is gonna get completely dark.
Yeah. Okay.
it's gonna have like random white spots.
Right.
You'll see. It's gonna change a lot. It's gonna be pretty cool to watch it.
Spade says morning my cheese names, and Mean says you'll get used to it. Last time we had a vote, Amanda just did what she wanted. What do you mean last time? Every time. I think there was one time that we got our way.
Are more like suggestions to know what the viewers think. It's not like the viewers choose. I decide. I'm the decider.
You want to decide, you're gonna have confidence.
You want to decide. You're gonna have to get up in the middle of the night and rub your butt.
Or that.
Feed them.
Okay, there's that. Spade says, what about Greek gods and goddesses? So the thing with that is
That I like.
we have that on our list for sure.
I like that.
But
idea.
because those pantheons are so big, we would want to save that. Little. It seems silly to use that on such a small litter.
Although I mean,
But
I
it's
have
definitely on our
come
list.
to realize that a lot of our ideas are big,
Mhm.
and most of our litters are not like 7 or 8 cats. Most of our
Sure.
litters are, in the 5 to 6 range.
Sure.
So I think eventually we will just have to and I guess
We'll get to them.
that is one of those sort of name themes that I would be more willing to do with just maybe like 4 versus
Right.
like another cast where it's like you can't, not have so and so or such and such.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. But okay, let's
Yeah.
talk flowers. Did you say the actual flower?
I
name?
didn't.
Yeah. Yes. What?
What?
What are you waiting on?
You said you wanted to talk flowers.
Go ahead, say their names. Say the flowers.
So I don't know which one would be the mom. I don't know if you have thoughts on that.
We did. Go on. Say the thing and I'll adjust.
Zinnia,
That's the mom.
Juniper. Zinnia, Juniper. What's the other girl named? Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
Zinnia, Juniper, Poppy were the girls, and then the boy would be
This is the one that I'm like,
Oleander.
or Snowdrop.
No,
Snowdrop makes so much sense.
Oleander.
Toolman says Juniper sounds great.
Yeah, I love the name Juniper.
Yeah.
I think that name is awesome. That was the first one, actually. Like, as we were going through the list of flower names, Juniper was the first one where I was like, that one for sure.
I like Zinnia for the mom. Yeah, Oleander's the one that I'm like, man, you know what you can do with Oleander, right? What can you do, Creeper?
I don't think I want to know the way you said
Sounds
that.
creepy.
Sounds creepy the way
You know what you can
the
do
way
with
you read it.
poppies? You do stuff with poppies too. You know what you could do with dandelions? Also, dandelion.
Oh,
would be a good
dandelion
name for a boy.
was one of the names that we were like, oh yeah, dandelion.
There was a book. It was a novel. I'm aware of that, but I never read it, so I don't know what you can do with them. Poppies, on the other hand,
Everybody's seen the Wizard of Oz.
take care of those meddling kids. What can you do with Oleander? It's a poison. I mean, a lot of flowers are a poison.
It's true.
Cypress is kind of boy-like. Isn't that a wood?
Is it?
It's not a flower. Hello, mushroom.
Hello. Daddy Mushroom. Is that my dad?
Well,
That could be my dad.
I don't think your dad would be on you now.
Probably.
Seems like more of a Facebook.
Are you my
Street.
dad? That's definitely a name. Like if my dad had to come up with like an avatar name kind of
Daddy
situation,
mushroom.
whatever it's called, that's a name that he would choose. 100%.
Yes. Spade says, Google says it's a flower. No, we don't.
What's it look like? That just makes me
It's a
think
red flower. It
Cypress
looks like
Hill.
a star. Athena is another good female.
Mhm.
Yes. Wasn't that on?
Yeah,
Her? Oh, it
she
wasn't on. It is on her list
Did
of
it with
Greek names.
Athena,
Athena,
Hera,
yeah,
Paul,
yeah,
and Zeus.
yeah. Spade had when they were. I didn't put this on or read it out loud. Oops, I got rid of it really fast. But yes, Athena Persona. Exactly what Amanda just said.
I
Persephone,
read the
Hera, Apollo, or Zeus.
I like all those names except for maybe Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus
I
is
don't
hard
know
to.
why. I just not. I just.
It's hard
the
to have
name
that be a
I don't
kitten.
like. Yeah. Just like as a standalone name.
Sure, I get that.
That's my thing. Is like when we choose names, I have to like the theme, but I also need to like the individual names as standalone names for
Right.
kittens. Like
Which is why we'll never have a group of kittens named after Supernatural. I was watching Ring of Honor, and Athena is the women's world champ. Wait, what is that? What is that means? A chorus? Is that a flower?
so,
The chorus. We almost named them after beers.
we almost named Barrel James after.
That's a band. Never heard of it. You
Like
know
the
that you're
Cars?
not. No, there's no women in the cars. Yeah, you know we're not going to name things after something we don't know.
Yeah, if we're gonna name it after a show,
Or
a movie, a band, it has to be something that we have like a personal sort of, like for. That
Irish,
does sound familiar.
really?
That
They
does
had
sound
a
familiar.
hit or two in the
Yeah,
90s. What was
yeah.
it called? Irish band, Three Girls and a Boy.
That sounds familiar. I would probably recognize the song
Really?
if I heard it. I couldn't tell you the name of it.
And I can't honestly think of any 90s Irish bands.
I mean, you only listen to funk. So how would you?
I mean, I know those. All right, the Proclaimers, kind of Irish, isn't it? I would walk 500 miles, guys. That might have been the 90s. What are their hits? Don't do that. Don't walk 500 miles. Oh, hey, it's Mom. Hi, Mom. Oh, I can't see. Facebook. There was a thing that came up. She just hit the like button. You know what? Let me grab that and put this here. I don't think she's done any chats. Okay. But let's do this to here. I have a handful of songs that I can't stand. Generally, don't tell anyone. My mom says, love your hair, Amanda.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because then they'll get stuck in my head. Okay. That's what I had a feeling it was that. I actually don't mind that song.
Songs they sing.
Apparently there's another 3-girl, 1-boy band, American. I've never heard of them. The Breeders. Oh, sure, the Breeders.
How come I don't recognize any of these songs?
Let me see them. But yeah, the Breeders, I recognize that actually. And I probably think of the name of that big hit they had, but I'm tired. The Breeders.
The
She
Breeders
said it's
was
an
a
American band.
Yeah.
The 3 girls and a boy.
Yeah.
Well,
I know who the Breeders are.
Well, that's. Anyway, we're getting off topic. We're going to name it after flowers. Probably. Cosmo. That was also one of the ones that Amanda had considered was Cosmo. And I said, you can't do Cosmo in case we ever do a Seinfeld litter.
Silken Cookie said there were 3 females in Three's Company, just 2 at a time, and that is actually accurate.
That's
Because
fair.
there was a time when I think it was Suzanne Summers who wasn't on the show, and it was a
Got
different
replaced
woman.
with that other, yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's true.
That's a very good point.
what was her name though? There was Chrissy, Janet, Jack, and I don't remember that one.
And other Chrissy.
She wasn't also named Chrissy.
No, she
was a
wasn't.
different character.
I can totally picture her,
I can too.
and I don't know what her name as an actor or character is.
I don't know.
Is that a song? Forgiven? Not
That's for the. This is an album name.
Yeah.
This is just the album.
Right. Maybe. I don't know.
know.
Terry. Yep. Okay.
Terry.
You wouldn't call a kitten Cosmo Kramer, just Kramer, but maybe we would just call it Cosmo. Depends.
No. Also, we're never doing.
Just leaving the
Cosmo is one of the flower names that I suggested, and then Sam had this reaction. So, and I also said Pansy, and he was like, "We're never naming it Pansy."
No. Priscilla Barnes, is that the actress? What about Hole? Is that 3 girls
It
and a
is,
guy?
but we
There's a
already
guy in
had.
Hole?
Yeah, there's a guy in Hole.
Is he the
There's
drummer?
3 girls, but we already had a Courtney.
We did Hole
Courtney
already.
Love. We already had a kid named Courtney.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. There are 3 girls and a boy in that band.
Is Go On and Leave Me Breathless the song from the chorus?
Yeah.
I can't. That leaves me with nothing. There's nothing in my head about that. Sing it. Just
How can you tell if a bottle baby has burped or not? You physically hear it or feel the difference. Both. Usually I hear it, and I also, if I'm like touching their body, I feel it. I can't tell too much if I'm like from a before and after. But if I have, because a lot of times it'll be like when I'm like pottying them again after I just fed them, I'll feel them do it. Or if I'm like massaging their belly or like patting their belly or something. That's why I kind of like handle them and do a little bit of jiggling after feeding them to try and like get the burps out. Or sometimes I just legit burp them like you would baby.
All right, real quick, Toolman, no, the auto mod will totally block a link, but if you're on our Discord, you can drop it there, most likely. !DC should get you that link, or you can direct message it or whisper it to Means and she'll post it. And this whole other thing reminded me that before we started talking names, I think it was CG, but probably not. No, I don't think it was. Somebody asked something to the effect of, do the kittens instinctively know how to use a litter box, or is it something they learn from mom? This was a while back, so I can't find it.
It is instinctual. So even kittens who don't have a mom, like Bartles and James, they will figure it out because, their natural instinct is to want to bury their waste. So that's just like a natural instinct that all cats and kittens have. However, I will say if we bring in a cat from outside who's never been inside and they're used to burying their waste in the dirt, litter boxes are a bit foreign to them. And so sometimes we need to add a little bit of dirt to the litter box for them to like click in their head, like, oh, it's okay for me to go here. Because otherwise they'll just kind of like hold it, waiting until they get their shot to go back outside. And then with baby kittens who don't have a mom, like if they have a mom, it's real easy because they'll see her go and they'll just kind of do what she does. With kittens who don't have a mom, a lot of times what I do to kind of like, help them switch the light bulb on is to, like when I potty them with like a tissue or whatever, and they've peed all over the tissue, I put the tissue into the litter box. And then if they end up pooping outside the litter box, I will put that into the litter box as well.
Yeah, just to reinforce.
Yeah, and a lot of times, when they're only a few weeks old, they will pee on like the blankets and the bedding and like whatever stuff is around their area, and I do have to switch that out. But it usually only takes about a week or 2 before they get it and they start using the box all the time. At the beginning, it's a lot of like in the box and outside of the box at the same
Quick shout out to everyone who just showed up over on Kick. Good to see that that's active still. And Lord Vino asks, what kind of litter do you use?
We primarily use World's Best cat litter.
It's this.
It's our favorite.
It's this really heavy box.
It's made from corn. It's biodegradable. You know, it's friendly, earth friendly. It's cat friendly. If they accidentally eat it, it's not going to hurt them. It does clump, which makes scooping nice. It's like not the most amazing clumping litter. It's not the most amazing odor covering up litter, but because we go through so much litter, I feel good about not using clay or something that's like not earth friendly. I feel okay about,
Yeah.
using this and then like chucking it because it's just made from corn. It can be composted or whatever.
Spade says, I used to use World's Best, but it turned to powder so quickly,
It does.
and they track powder all over.
That is all true.
You have to go through it pretty fast.
That is all accurate. So I use a lot of litter mats underneath the litter boxes so that their tracking is less, like tracks the litter in the mats. It does turn to powder. I find that the original green package is the best one. It seems to not turn to powder, like, takes longest for that one to turn to powder. You do have to replace it, like you either scoop it a lot or replace it a lot. I think it's like the piece that's in there for too long and then it like breaks apart. That's kind of what helps break it down into powder.
Right.
It's if not like the best. There are, like I said, there are better clumping litters out there. There are better smelling litters out there, but I just put up with it because I like that is just, made from corn.
Right.
Occasionally we get donations of other litters or we get like free samples and stuff of other litters. So in the last year or so, we've tried pretty litter. We were given a bunch of clay litter. So like occasionally, like we have a little bit of clay litter in the garage and we'll use that if we get like a temporary foster or like an overnight foster or something that we know isn't going to stay very long. We'll just kind of use that.
Right. Because we can't use the litter for other cats at that point. Like you don't
like we're just
share
gonna dump it out when they leave. So we also got some Catalyst cat litter, which is made from the one that I used was made from wood.
Joey, I'll get there.
It's not quite like pine, a little bit different, a little bit more powdery. We used that for Fonzie because we knew that he was only going to be here for his ISO period, which was like 10 days, and that was it. And that worked out pretty well for him. That's also like a biodegradable thing. There are some other things that I would use, like pine or the newspaper one. I think it's pretty good. I know people.
There's a soy one that I'm curious to try.
There are a lot of my rescue
it's
friends
tofu.
use a chicken feed
that
you get at like Red Barn or whatever, and they said it's basically almost identical to World's Best, but it's like third of the price.
Yeah.
And I know rescue friends who like swear by
that. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff.
We used the pretty litter, which was fine.
Yeah.
We actually really liked the pretty litter for specific kittens. Like we had a kitten with a respiratory issue, Goose, and we were trying to really limit any like dust in the air for him, and the silicone or silica litter, like the pretty litter, was the best thing for him because it was like zero dust.
And along those lines, Joey over on Kick asks, are you sponsored by Big Litter? No, we don't officially have any litter sponsorships.
However,
but
Kittenrescue, who is the rescue that we volunteer through,
they
do get a regular shipment. They get like a regular donation from World's Best. World's Best Cat Litter donates to charities all over, and they donate to Kittenrescue like 3 to 4 times a year, and it'll be like several pallets at a time. And a lot of times Kittenrescue will pass that on to us and say, hey, you can come to the sanctuary and pick up, several bags of litter or whatever. So we do get litter donated from them. What was the one that you were gonna mention?
I was going to say that while we are not sponsored by any particular litter company, I have done a few production ads for
Pretty
both
Litter.
Pretty Litter and Catalyst. Is the volume on Kick really low? I thought I adjusted that, but maybe I left it. But also, Joey, it seems like your other question was joke, so I did not read that out loud. It's up here somewhere. Hang on. Oh yeah, we are really low on. Sorry for everyone who is not on Twitch or YouNow. Apparently, the volume was really low on those other platforms. If you want to reword your joke, comment, I will consider it. But it seems like a trolling thing.
If you were talking about are you sponsored by
No,
Litter?
no, we already answered that.
Happy
It's
to
the one
answer
that's about
that
to
one.
roll off the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the people on Kick seem to be trolling right now. Starbeam, you had a legit question here that I think is just off screen right now. So let me go back up. How often does fading cat syndrome happen? I'm seeing it everywhere.
As far as how often, I have no idea. It's definitely not like super uncommon in the rescue world. You might be seeing it a lot right now if you follow a lot of rescues and fosters and people like that because it's kitten season. And so this is just the time of year where there are tons of neonatal kittens being, rescued and fostered and brought in. But there are lots of different reasons for like fading kitten syndrome. Like nobody really, that's just a fancy way of saying we don't know why the kitten died. That just means they are dying. Like exactly what happened with the orange kitten that we had on Sunday. It generally just means there's some sort of mystery internal issue, that cat was likely born with. Or sometimes it's older kittens and, I don't know. They got a virus, they had a bacterial thing, or they were also born with something off and it just took longer to catch up to them. Like their kidneys weren't functioning properly or whatever, but.
Like there was a healthy kitten and then he died. Okay.
Yeah, like we just had one pass away on Sunday, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it was a healthy kitten because clearly something was wrong with it because it was only half the size of the other kittens. And then it stopped eating.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on like what age you're talking. But of the 185 cats we've fostered, we've had 3. Well, we had one family that had panleukopenia. That's, a contagious virus. But we've only had 3 that passed away, and like literally 2 were because they didn't eat as neonatal kittens, and 1 was stillborn. So like, it's not that common, but it's definitely something that you see in the rescue world, especially.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean, please ask. I don't mind you asking. I just don't always have answers.
Right.
But that's why we're here, to try and answer your questions.
Okay.
So I think I was using the red bag. It wasn't as fast
Oh,
as
yeah,
absorbing
okay.
liquid, so it would pool, get on my cat's foot. Oh, yeah, it does take a while for the urine to like dry out and then like harden. And if you scoop it before it's dry, it breaks apart, which I don't like. So it's much easier for me to like scoop it when it's like dry and hard.
Yep.
But yeah, I think if it breaks apart when it's wet, then like it does get powdery. I do find that the red bag gets powdery faster than the green bag. And so even though the red bag is marketed for like multiple cat households, and we're clearly a multiple cat household, we still prefer to get the green bags usually.
Yeah.
just because of that reason, because they don't get power raised quickly. And World's Best has come out with like a slew of new litters that they've tried over the last handful of years, like the teal bag and the orange bag and the like low tracking bag and the no dust bag and the this and the that, and like they're all trash. Like honestly, their original recipe is still the best recipe.
Yeah.
All of those other ones that they've tried, they donated them to Kittenrescue. I got them, I tried them. None of them were as good as just the plain original green bag. Like, yeah.
Toolman says Venus would be another good female name. I
Yes.
mean, women's razors are called Venus, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So back on the naming topic. So I think we're leaning toward the flowers because it is an expandable category. Why would we want such a thing? Amanda.
I don't know, Sam, why would we want such a thing?
Because that's it. No more kittens ever again. We're set. What? If you can't pick a flower name for the boy, I suggest a type of tree. We already got one. Do we know the genders? One is a boy, the rest are girls.
Yeah,
The
so
Siamese color point is a boy.
mom, 2 sisters, 1 brother. And we do have a boy name. The boy flower name is oleander.
Or snowcap. We'll see.
It's not even called a snowcap.
What was it called?
So you don't even remember.
Snowdrop.
Yeah, I don't
Snowdrop's even
want
better.
a 2-name name.
Oleander.
No, that's it's just one name. It's just one word.
Man, whatever.
So it sounds like we are getting more kittens. You say what now? Oh, right. I said more kittens. Yes, in addition to Bartles and James and the kittens in this room, we are expecting to get more within the next couple days, by this weekend, possibly tomorrow. So it will be
More.
a litter
There's more.
of 4 kittens who are roughly 2 weeks old, 12 days old, somewhere in there.
So like the same age
So
as these
about the
kittens.
same age as the kittens who are here. Like maybe exactly the same age as the kittens who are here. There are 4 of them. I do not know the genders at all. There's no mom. They are bottle babies. Their mom, so apparently last weekend when it was raining in LA, someone found the mom nursing 4 babies in the bushes in the rain. They were soaking wet. Mom was soaking wet. Babies were soaking wet.
Send me that picture.
She was not moving them to be somewhere, better, safer.
Mm-hmm.
So the people who found them, like they accidentally scared away mom, and then they were just left with these babies in the rain who mom wasn't coming back for.
Yeah.
So they made the tough decision to take the babies out of the rain, and move them to a bottle feeder. And then they did end up going back and trapping mom. They reunited mom with the babies, but mom was so feral that reuniting them didn't work very well.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't eat. She would not feed the kittens. She didn't want to have anything to do with the kittens, etc. So she was TNR'd.
Right.
They spayed her, returned her to where she belongs. So now they just kept the 4 kittens, and the person who was bottle feeding them was never intending to keep them long term.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we will be kidding them.
As a side note, to anyone who finds kittens out in the wild, like who aren't already fosters and know better, if you know mom is around, don't take the kittens. I know it was raining, so the better move would be to get a carrier or some kind of covered enclosure, put the kittens in that, and walk away.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that's extra work that nobody needs to be doing. We'll be doing it. Tomei says the streets are mean, change all creatures. It's a good intro to the anime that will be our life. So yeah, everyone said more. Toolman also said, where is it? You guys are doing too much. You're amazing. Thank you very much.
Can you guys tell a kitten
I was gonna
cat's
get to that.
age just by a picture? Sometimes.
It depends.
Pictures can be deceiving.
Yeah.
A lot of times they look a lot bigger in pictures than they are in person. So like pictures are helpful for sure. It's better than a description. Pictures
Sure.
can be helpful, but it's not like 100% foolproof just by pictures alone.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier when you know things like their weight, if they still have an umbilical cord, if their eyes are open, or with older kittens, like how many teeth they have, their ears are up, like those sorts of features. And weight plays a lot into aging a kitten as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, pictures are definitely helpful, but yeah, for sure. Especially younger. I mean, like because they change so quickly in those first like 4 weeks that you can tell a lot by a picture on a young kitten. When it's like a weaned kitten, 6 weeks could be 10 weeks, you know? It's really hard to tell just from a picture alone.
Okay. CG asked, what colors are the kittens?
So the new kittens are most likely going to be fluffy. Mom was.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 oranges, I believe a black, or maybe like a dark tortie or a tux, but mostly black.
Okay.
And then a colored point.
Yeah.
Another colored point.
Yay, fluffy. Nice.
Yeah, so I think they said at Fixed Nation when they spayed the mom that the mom was a Himalayan. She was extremely fluffy, sort of like Siamese mix color point looking cat.
Okay.
Which one is mom, or is she not there? So of these kittens in this room, the mom just stood up. She's the calico, the black, orange, and white. One is the mom of this litter here. Of the new kittens that we're potentially getting in the next couple days, there will not be a mom arriving.
Yeah. Starbeam also said, I just posted a pic on Discord about the cat I was talking about. Yes, this mom is very pretty. And she's great. She's a good mom. Milk and cookies, if you're still around, have a great night.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad we could show you a close-up of them bottle feeding. Do we know genders of the new kittens? No.
These kittens, it's 2 boys or 2 girls and a boy.
But yeah, the new kittens we won't know till they get here. Toolman says, are cats like dogs as far as feet? Dogs that will be big have huge feet. Yeah.
Sometimes.
That can be yeah, like Moose had pretty big feet. That's our house cat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be a tell, but not always.
Sometimes really big cats have like totally normal feet. And you just don't know.
Starbeam asks, can she co-parent the kittens?
No, because we cannot introduce the new kittens to this family until they have all been combo tested, which will happen at 6 weeks old.
Yeah. Plus, the new kittens will also go through an isolation period to start with.
They're going to go through like a 7 to 10 day, 10 to 14 day isolation period, where they can't really even be in the same room as other cats and kittens and stuff like that.
Sorry, it says, I forgot about that.
But then they won't. So, and we don't want to like put extra stress on her to make her feel like she has to take care of extra kittens.
Yeah.
She lost a kitten. She's got her 3 that she's taking care of. She has 3 working nipples, you know, and that's not going to change. Like, so, so yeah. So we won't introduce them that, like, yet. However, because these kittens and those kittens are pretty much the exact same age, and Bartles and James are only a week older, there's a potential that once everybody has been combo tested, which could potentially happen all on the same day, that they will all end up in this room together.
9 kittens?
Potentially. I don't want to overwhelm mom. And at that point, they would all be 6 weeks and up. So they would be like running around the room during the day and then going into, enclosure at nighttime so that we can sleep. So, yeah, there's a potential that they could all be in this room running around together, but I don't want to overwhelm mom. So it might only be Bartles and James that come in and the other 4 stay separate. Or it might be the other 4 that come in and Bartles and James stay separate. It depends on everyone's health, sizes, personalities, etc.
We'll
kind of cross that bridge once we get to it several weeks down the road.
I do believe that is the most cats we've had in here at any time. That is 14 total cats in the house.
No, we've had 15 total in the house, and we've had 9 in this room.
I know we've had. Okay. Anyway, we missed this one.
Because we have a litter of 9 that we fostered.
Carrot Time asked, "Where will you put them?" So I believe the kitchen sink is empty. I gotta do some dishes, but we'll be fine.
So originally they will probably start out in the bathroom.
Yeah.
For their isolation, they'll stay in the bathroom while I'm bottle feeding them. And then once their isolation period is over, they will move into a tent, a pop-up tent, similar to what Bartles and James are going to be moving into soon. That or like a Tespo setup. So we'll probably have.
You talk about the new kittens, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In the living room in the Tespo.
Yeah, it'll either be like maybe we'll have the Tespo set up in the living room with a batch in that, and then we'll have a batch in the tents in like Betty's room or Iris's room, something like that. We can potentially set up the Tespo and just have it divided, and have like Bartles and James on the side.
I guess, yeah. I totally am missing what this one is about.
Or we could move in the condo and have somebody in the condo and somebody in the potential Tespo.
Oh, well, Spade's in the midst of that. So we'll get to this in a second.
Wait, why are only 3
We'll
working
get to
instead
that in
of
a second.
6? Do they like shut off for lack of a better term if not being used by more kittens? Yes.
They can't even see it. Don't answer that yet until they say they're back. What is that about?
Nipples.
Oh. Okay. Don't answer me yet. I still have 40 seconds. Somebody tell them we're waiting. I could do. Sorry that
Means I'm supposed to cancel that. I don't
she's
think
means took off.
Means left.
Oh, also, what was this? There's like, hang on. There's like 1 or 2 things. Oh, it's the same question, but it has the word nipples in it. Okay, got it. All right, you're back.
Okay. So yes. So essentially, just like a human woman, right? If you give birth to a
There's
baby,
a human woman who's
if you give birth to a baby and then you opt to not breastfeed, your milk will dry up, right? Like your body will stop producing milk. So with mom, when she has her kittens, mom has 8 nipples, but if she only has a litter of 3 kittens, they're going to return to the same nipple every time. So she has 3 nipples that are like active, that are balled around the nipple so that they can nurse and find it easily. Those are the nipples that fill with milk in between feedings. You can physically feel how like full they get. The rest of her nipples feel like a normal spayed, not pregnant nursing cat.
FYI.
Flat, and you can barely feel them. You can barely find them.
Active Nipples is now the name of my punk band. We'll be playing at the Battle of the Bands at the VA.
So like, I'm not a vet or like an expert. If if you like introduced more kittens to her and they tried nursing, I don't know if those other nipples would produce milk, but it feels like probably not, because like those kittens would go to those nipples and be like, ah, there's nothing here, and then they would stop and like go to the other nipples, or they just wouldn't try to nurse at all because they've been bottle fed and those nipples smell weird like other cats, and like I don't know. I don't know what would happen. But as of right now, she only has 3 nipples that are actually producing milk.
Space, but the bot got me the first 2 times. Yeah, once you started saying the thing about the ad, I like looked back and actually saw those and was like, oh, now I get it. Yeah, we'll have to find a family-friendly word for that.
I mean, what if I was talking about bottles?
You can talk about it. You're not
Kitten
chat.
bottles with nipples, like.
It's fine. Oops. Great. How did that not get banned? That's crazy. How was that not auto-botted?
Yeah, right.
Unbook knobs. Yeah, I'm good. That's fine. I won't remember that at all. Teats?
Teeth.
Somebody try it. Try teats. I'm shocked that none of those things were auto-modded. What are we paying for? Yeah, teats works. Great. Although, yeah, all right. Yeah, I wish automod was more contextual. Like, come on. It's also almost 11.
Yeah, I'm really
We
tired.
probably need to wrap it up. Because Amanda's gonna need to feed those other
I
kittens
was
again.
supposed to fill out.
Okay.
It's due tomorrow.
What is that thing that got automated? Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Like literally, I'm supposed to go from work to pick her up to take her to that thing, and that's when I'm supposed to turn in the paperwork.
Drum roll for the final cat names, please.
And I feel like
I think we said. I feel like
I might need to get some of those papers filled out by the doctor.
all right. So are we going to declare names at this time?
So you want her to be Zinnia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mom's Zinnia.
Really?
I like fine whatever.
Then Poppy's the orange one?
Yeah.
Fine.
Hence, it's a poppy.
Fine. Okay, so Mom is Zinnia. The orange one is Poppy. The white with the cream spots, which is like right in the middle of the screen right now, that one is I'm blanking. Juniper.
Juniper.
Zinnia, Poppy, Juniper, and then the one that's top of the screen, which is the color point one, which I think somebody said the gray kitten. That one is a boy, and his name is Oleander. He just moved and climbed over the others.
Yeah. And now, when we get the other 4 kittens, they can be more flowers.
Yeah, they can be more flowers if we want to do that. If we don't want to like make them. If we want to combine them. It can just be more flowers.
Flower. And then the hashtag, the litter name would be, what did I want to call it? Bloomin' Kittens?
Yeah.
Like bloomin' onion. It's kind of like a weird. Those bloomin' kittens! I've gotten away with it. I haven't been for them bloomin' kittens. That's how that feels.
Yeah.
Yep, my old timey miner is finally justified.
So I'm very low on KMR. And if I get 4 new bottle feeding kittens, I'm definitely gonna need more KMR, like a lot more. So if you want to help out the kittens, you can go to our Amazon wish list and purchase some KMR. That's definitely our #1 need right now. And then our second need is kitten wet food, which we are feeding this mom currently. And in about 2 weeks, we will be feeding the kittens as well, starting with Bartles and James.
I already said your big thing was tissues.
Oh, I do need tissues. For the
Tissues
butts.
also for the
For the
potty.
butts, for the potty.
Um,
I forgot about that.
Greg over on you now. Hello. The
Tissues.
humans are going to be taking off really soon, but hello and hi. Starbeam asks, what is KMR?
It stands for kitten milk replacement. It's a powdered formula for kittens, specifically designed for kittens.
Which is what Spade of Hearts said. Exactly. And it might be called other things by other brands because that is kind of a brand specific labeling.
Well, Pet AG is the brand.
Right. But like I've seen it called other things by someone else. Never heard of it. Yeah, I mean it's formula for kittens. It comes in either a powder or a liquid. We don't have a canister in here. But yeah, that is the replacement. If you don't have a mama cat, that's the way to bottle feed them is KMR. Oh, did I just do that? Sorry, folks. Hang on.
What happened to Onyx kitten, Blacky kitten?
I believe that would be our Tux and Burrow's names. So
they're both black.
Oh, Onyx and Blackie. Oh, yeah, no, I don't know. Orange. Yes. Okay. That's what I figured. That's what you meant.
So they are moved to the living room.
Yeah, they're in another room. They are not capable of being on stream from where they are.
Originally, we were hoping to set them up on a separate live stream from the living room, but the computer that we typically use for that is decided not to work.
No, it decided it doesn't know how to access the internet. So this weekend, what did you say?
I said it took a big crack.
No,
so
I'm not sure this. Maybe this weekend I'm going to try and reset the router and see if that fixes it. Otherwise, we do have another computer, mini like PC, that is on our throne wish list. They are doing good. They're putting on weight. They're active.
So at the beginning of this chat, I actually fed them on stream.
Yeah, if you jump over to our YouTube, youtube.com/Cuteavalanche/live, you can see the same chat, but DVR back an hour and catch up on them.
Yeah. So they are 3 weeks old today, and they are almost 350 grams. They're really chunky. They're doing great. They're super cute, and yeah, they're getting big. They're still coming with me to work every day until the end of this week, and then this weekend they will be transitioning into like a larger enclosure area, starting to use a litter box and that kind of thing. And then in about 2 weeks, they will be starting to wean to wet food.
Yeah.
So their names are Bartles and James. So if we talk about Bartles and James, that's who we're talking about, the orange and the Tux.
Nathan says, is Amanda wearing a wig? How much will you pay me to pull on this?
It's not.
Not a wig.
It's just my real hair.
All
Which
wig.
you already know.
Yeah. We know that you know.
We know that you know. I know that you saw me in the room when I had my hair braided on Saturday.
That's right.
Because we went to a fundraiser for my
gala
school,
event.
And it was like an 80s theme. And
the least fancy gala event.
I no longer have like a hair crimper or anything like that, but I wanted like big hair. So my coworker was like, "Oh, just like braid it really tiny and then take it out, and it'll be kind of like creepy." And it was, and it worked. So that's why I had my hair all braided, and I looked crazy.
Greg says, "I'm glad they're doing good, and you guys are amazing for doing this. Thank you so much. We're glad to share our foster journey with everyone." Spade, no, says I'd say factory reset, but you probably have stuff you don't want to lose on it. I'm waiting on the factory reset to do the router restart first to see if that does it. And if that doesn't do it, I'm going to do a factory reset. And if that doesn't do it, then I'm going to have a really nice paperweight. And again, we do have another mini PC that's on our throne wish list. which for those of you on Twitch, I believe you can do !throne. For those of you on YouNow, you should be able to look in the feed. I don't even know what they call it over there, but on our profile has links to all of those things if you want to help out. We do have to wrap it up and get out of here because it's getting late. Amanda has kittens to feed again. And thanks for hanging out. Our next chat will be Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's our local time in the corner.
Unless we change it to something.
Oh, yeah, there is a possibility that we may be changing this weekend's chat to Sunday instead. A nice solitaire computer. I would have to have downloaded. Oh, yes, did solitaire come built in with Windows? Yeah, maybe. So glad there are such animal lovers like you. Oh, thank you, Greg. Did I miss anything else that I need to address before we get the heck out of here? Just for this weekend.
Just for this weekend.
There's just a lot of stuff going on this weekend.
Yeah.
So
this Saturday in particular, we have a
might
thing
switch
that
it
we
up.
may be potentially doing Saturday morning, and if we end up deciding to do it, we will
We'll switch to
move our
Sunday.
chat to Sunday.
But yeah, just this particular weekend. Okay, all right, let's go. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll put the cats back on big screen and wrap
Sorry, I'm
things
so
up.
yawny, man.
I mean, it's 11 o'clock. What do you expect?
I work hard. I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Yeah. All right. These guys can go here. I can go here. Have a great night. Say bye to the humans and hello to the kittens. Yes. It was great. Cat chat tonight.
So
Awesome.
Zinnia,
Yes.
our mommy kitty, she's so sweet, you guys. She's such a
She really is.
sweet kitty.
Thanks, Starbeam. Good
I
seeing you.
love her. I wish she'd hang out on the bed with us more, but I think she will once the kittens are a little bit bigger. I think
Yeah.
she's just like in super.
I've been bringing her onto the
I
bed.
noticed when I came in
last night she stuck
was
around
on
for a minute.
the bed, and then she
That was
jumped
it.
out as soon as I came in.
Yeah, usually she just jumps down, but last night she actually hung out for like maybe 3 minutes total. But I was actively like petting her.
Yeah.
But the minute I stopped, she was gone. All right, let's do this thing. What? No, don't put it back on. There. I didn't do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna do it. If you've got an Instagram account, use.
Just that camera.
Yeah, please, if you can, do it. Oh, I meant to be in the pip. If you've got an Instagram account, use our hashtag Cuteavalanche so we can see your adorable fur friends, fur pals in this little community pets section at the end of our chats. Camera 6 is most definitely frozen because it's never necessary right now. So I'm not even worrying about it. I was trying to put it on you and Mama. Yeah, we're far away from each other at this point. We'll get camera 6 back online when it makes sense. Have a great night, everyone. I'm going to lower all of the volumes and or mute stuff as we get ready for bed. We'll probably be turning everything off to the not exactly night vision in the next hour or so. Have a good one. I hope to see you all on Saturday / maybe Sunday. Before you go, Starbeam says, before you go, I have one last question. How old is Mama? About 7 months. All right?
8 months.
8 months. We don't have a definitive birthday for her, so I haven't added her to the ages command. Yes, she is young. Yeah, female cats can get pregnant as early as about 6 months.
4 months.
4 months? God damn it. Babies having babies.
And their gestation is just over 2 months.
That being said, you think this is her first litter?
Yes.
All right, I'm out of here. Volume down.
Unless she previously had a litter. All that. No, I think this is her first litter.
Sure.
I think this is her first litter. So.
Yeah.
She probably got pregnant when she was like 5 months old.
Mhm.
5 or 6 months old.
You act